What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode. In this episode, I'm going to be comparing my Yamaha R6 to the GSXR 600. Now, you guys have been requesting this for a long time, and considering that I've test ridden the GSXR 600 probably a couple of months ago, I forgot exactly when, I thought now would be a good time to compare these two motorcycles. As far as the Yamaha R6 is concerned, the sticker price on this motorcycle is $12,200. With the dealer, markup fees, and all that junk that we get put on in the United States, you're looking to walk out of the door with a Yamaha R6 for about $14,500 to $15,000 depending on your negotiating skills. Now, as far as the specs are concerned, this and the GSXR both have a 600cc inline 4 engine. This Yamaha R6 is outfitted with a KYB suspension. Unfortunately, this motorcycle did not come with a quick up and down shifter or a quick shifter, but from the factory it has the capability to add one. So I have outfitted this motorcycle with a quick up and down shifter made by Translogic. Aside from that, I believe this comes with 310 or 320 millimeter disc brakes in the front, and it also has Nissan calipers. This motorcycle is obviously not stock. I've done plenty to it, so if you guys want to see what I've done to this motorcycle, links to all the mods are down in the description below. Aside from that, top speed on this motorcycle, as I've experienced it myself, is somewhere around 150 miles an hour. I've taken it upwards of 151, I believe, on the racetrack. It's very quick, and it maneuvers like a housefly. That's one of the things that I absolutely love about the 600 class motorcycles, is that they feel very lightweight. As for the GSXR 600, full wet weight on that motorcycle is 412 pounds. Meanwhile, the full wet weight on this one out of the factory is 414, so they're pretty much the same. The major difference between the R6 and the GSXR 600 is that the GSXR 600 comes with Brembo brakes, while the R6 comes with Nissan calipers. In the front, you get Showa big piston forks, and biggest difference of all, I think, is down to the engine, because the engine on the Yamaha R6 produces 114 horsepower and 49 foot-pounds of torque completely stock, but the GSXR 600 is a little bit down on the power, as you get 104 horsepower and 44 foot-pounds of torque, but I'm sure you can tune it up and remove all the restrictions, and you can increase the horsepower as well. So with that being said, there's a couple of other things that we need to discuss, and we're going to do this while we're on the road. Let's get going. Although my time with the GSXR 600 was kind of short-lived, I really enjoyed it, to be honest with you. After riding the GSXR 600, the ZXXR 600 or 636, and then my Yamaha R6, I've developed a pretty good sweet spot for 600 class bikes. They're light, they're nimble, they're pretty fast for the street. I mean, how much more than 100 horsepower and less than 400 pounds can you really need? Oh, and speaking of GSXR 600, we got one right in front of us over here. Check this guy out. On a day where we talk about GSXRs. But anyways, these bikes are pretty awesome, and I'm happy that it's in front of me. From 2008 all the way to 2021, they haven't had a facelift. Some people like them, some people don't. It's really entirely up to you. I think that if they make a slight change to their front fascia, it could be a more modern looking motorcycle. But looks aside, where the horsepower lies, I didn't really find that big of a difference. The model that I drove that day, I wasn't too sure if it was modified or not, but it definitely had a Two Brothers exhaust on it. And it was one of the loudest exhausts I've ever heard. It was way louder than my R6, and my R6 has a full exhaust system, so I thought nothing else could be louder than this exhaust without the baffle inside of it. But I guess I was wrong. But that being said, it sounded absolutely fantastic. There is a difference between the sound that the R6 makes and the GSXR. I really can't portray that, so I guess I'll drop the video right now so you can hear how it sounds, and then we'll continue talking. Alright, so now that you heard how the GSXR sounds, I think it's a little bit more raspier than my R6. My R6 has a very deep, bellowy sound, but the higher you go up in the RPM ranges, the more this thing sounds absolutely incredible. And I felt the same way with the GSXR 600, and I think that's what I absolutely love about the inline-4 engines. The R6 and the GSXR, I believe, are made more for the racetrack first than for the street, because they have a very aggressive position compared to all the other 600 class motorcycles. What's up, bro?
I like that little camera.
Thanks, man. I'm making a vlog right now, and I'm talking about the GSXR compared to the R6.
What car?
It's funny how you just show up.
Yeah.
Is that the 600?
750.
750. See you, man. So funny that he shows up. So yeah, going back to what I was talking about before, ergonomically, I think the Gixxer as well as the R6, they're going to be incredibly aggressive positioned. On the R6 and as well as on the Gixxer, the foot pegs are pretty high up and the clip-ons are pretty low. You're pretty much in a plank position most of the time. Both motorcycles are really meant to be ridden on a racetrack, to be honest with you. The places where you find both of these motorcycles, its natural living territory is on a racetrack. And if you're tuning into the channel for the first time, I got plenty of track videos where I take my R6 to, so make sure to go check them out. Overall, I don't think you can go wrong with either buying a Gixxer or a Yamaha R6. And I think if you buy the Gixxer, you might be able to save a couple of $1,000s by getting something like a 2010 or 2012. They can be easily had for about $6,000 or $8,000 with a decent amount of mileage. And who knows, if you're lucky enough, you might even have one that has a couple of modifications on it already, like an exhaust, so you don't have to spend extra money. But as far as the R6 is concerned, they are the most sought after 600 motorcycle, as you may know. And the price ranges for the R6 haven't really come down a lot, to be honest with you. Even though you can buy them brand new for $12,200, the dealerships are not willing to let them go for lower than that. And then of course they add on top of that the dealer markup fees, the tax, title, and all that other junk. So by the time you know it, you're about $15,000 out the door. But you can get a Gixxer that's pre-owned, let's just say a 2012 or 2013 or 14, for a remarkable price, and it's just as new as a brand new one would be. So if you're considering both motorcycles and you want to save a lot of money, then I would definitely consider the Gixxer, because the Gixxer is going to be just as fun as this, just as capable, because it's got the Brembo brakes, it's got Showa big piston forks, so it's pretty much a race bike as much as an R6 is a race bike. It's not going to really perform that much different. It's all down to the rider at that point, so whoever's the better rider is going to perform better on that motorcycle. As far as the R6, where the R6 shines is probably the new body style. The new body style is absolutely gorgeous looking. It comes in a multitude of different colors. It was updated in 2017. And the last year model of 2020 is the orange with the black livery that I'm riding right now. The last thing I want to leave with you is that both of these motorcycles are absolutely fantastic. The 600 class motorcycles are dying a slow death. Next on the chopping block, I'm not sure who is exactly, but they're all going to be going away sometime soon. If I was in your position, I wouldn't think too much about it. If you got the money, buy all of them. But if you don't, find something that stirs your soul, find something that puts a smile on your face and buy it. Regardless if it's an R6 or a Gixxer, doesn't really matter what you buy. They're both fantastic motorcycles, and I think they both deserve your money. And you know what? They're both Japanese, so they're going to be absolutely bulletproof. As far as the looks are concerned, they're pretty much subjective, so it doesn't really matter what you choose. Find whatever that works best for you. Even though the Yamaha has the most updated looks, it may not be something that you like. Maybe the Gixxer is something that you like, because it's all subjective, like I said. You seriously have to be an expert class rider to be able to squeeze every single ounce out of these motorcycles at the racetrack. Not on the street, but on the racetrack. So as far as the horsepower is concerned, yes, there is a difference. We're talking 112, 115 versus 104. But on the open road, will you be able to tell the difference? I don't think so. And is it something that you're going to get bored of? I'm not bored, and I've ridden a whole lot of bikes, so what does that tell you? Anyways, boys and girls, thanks so much for joining me for this episode. As you can tell, I really love riding in my new neighborhood, Orange County. and it's absolutely beautiful here. And there's so many riders, man. That's what I love about Orange County, is that up and down this thing you constantly find people who ride, and you can talk to them and make friends. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it was informational for you. If you're new to the channel, give this video a like and also subscribe. There's plenty more content coming very, very soon, and until the next one, ciao for now.